Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. The title of this morning is When My Appetite Needs Direction. How many of us have impulses, right, to do something? And sometimes it's a good, right, feeling, but yet it might be the wrong timing. Yet it might be too strong. And we've already talked about balance, right? We need direction with what we feel like we need to do, because our appetite is powerful, right? It pushes us toward action, okay, towards results, towards satisfaction. But our appetite without direction is dangerous. It can lead to mistakes, frustration, wasted energy. We talking about Moses on today. Y'all know Moses, right? Perfect example. He felt a strong desire to act when the Egyptian was beating one of his people, right? He wanted to rescue his people. But by killing another person, right, does not justify that impulse to help. So he tried it on his own, and he thought he could do it in his own strength, his own timing, and his own way. How many of y'all can relate to that? It did not work. Listen, God met Moses in the wilderness. He went into the wilderness for 40 years, right? Now, there were some benefits to this. He went into the wilderness for 40 years, and this is where God had to train him, right, to develop him, his purpose, his character, right? It was all in this wilderness, but there was benefits, okay? He met his wife, he had a family, he grew up. Sometimes the waiting period that we don't want to be in is our wilderness, but in that wilderness we find God. That's where God met him, in a burning bush, right? He gave him direction. God said, I'm sending you to Pharaoh, but here is what I want you to do. Moses's appetite to act was redirected into purpose, but it was aligned to God's plan, not to his emotions and how he felt towards the Egyptians at that moment. So the lesson is clear. Our appetite is not the problem, but a misguided appetite is. When we try to satisfy, right, desires without God's guidance, we risk failure, frustration, and even compromise, right?